Alright guys, second time the charm. Let's hope that this time it doesn't crash. But for anybody that hasn't been here, welcome back to Season 6 of Vgtr Challenge, or as we just like to call it, Vgtr. As you can see, there are a lot of people out on the track right now. Actually exactly 37 people out on the track. Now, don't worry, not everybody is competing for the same championship. There are two splits. There's the Pro split and the AM split. So right now, it looks like Tom Barta... right now it is qualifying. Obviously, I've missed a lot of the action in practice. But nevertheless, we are back. And we can now... Well, actually, we came at a good time because Tom Bartos is going to set one of his first flying laps. At least, as it looks. And what is it going to be? It's going to be a 141.7, which is pretty respectable. But Alexander Pavlov already beaten that, doing a 141.3. Oh, I forgot to turn the desktop volume up. Then follows Yevgeny Makarevich, who set a 142.1, then Roman Sikuchenko 142.7. Is it Samil Dunn? Set on a 145.1. He did move from from AM to Pro after dominating the season. Now not looking too strong out there today. Josh Buckholder set on a 142.4. And, well, I might surprise a couple of you, but Josh Buckwater is driving the Nissan GTR. And you heard me right. He is driving the Nissan GTR. And you heard me right. Oh my God, why is it doubling? Right. He's driving the Nissan GTR, which is not one of the quickest cars on the grid, that's for sure. But he's making it work. Mark Gorbanev, 141.7, and look at that. Both AMRs topping the grid right now. That is great to see. Thomas Janch in 4th with a 142.0, just on the cutoff from getting into the 141s. Nikos Handke also sending a 142.6, but Miroslav Zurkovic absolutely destroying the tables, getting a 141.1, and that is a really quick lap time from the Honda driver. Camille Taha setting a 141.7 in the Porsche, which brings him up into 3rd place. Here's Josh Buckwater in his Nissan GTR. It's not the best car, that's for sure. Andre Lloyd set a 143.4, currently sitting in 12th. Behind Patrick Slowick, there's Bob Sponge. Hasn't set a lap time yet. He's in the Bentley, and now he sets a lap time. 143.3. There's Camille Taha. He has tumbled down to 5th place from 3rd. Because Mark Gorbanev and Thomas Janch both setting a better lap time than him, and looks like he's actually been compromised on this lap in itself because of the McLaren going off in front of him. It is going to be, as you can see in the map up there, it is definitely going to be a very, very messy race today. But let's just hope for the best for these drivers today, as, well, it looks like Miroslav Zurkovic is going even quicker this lap, even though he has just started it. Oh no, he actually set the best time of 140.7, absolutely destroying everybody in the process. That is a blistering lap. Let's actually add the fastest time. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I think it is the... window capture. Oh no. It's gonna be very awful for now. Window title must match. Don't capture the cursor. It's just a grey box for now, but don't worry, I will fix that. We go into the filters, get the chroma key or the color key, get the custom color, bada boom, and it's gone. Right, Miroslav Zurkovic, there he is. There he is, actually, the current pole position sitter. And I think he's actually going to be on pole position this race. I don't think there's anybody at all who could possibly challenge him for first, unless Alexander Pavlov can improve. Now, here are the people that haven't done their lap time. Ethan Reed is one of them. Yevgeny Makarevich. I was a Russian speaker. I should be able to say people's names. Yevgeny Makarevich. He's set a 141.9, which boosts him from 12th to 7th. A very respectable lap time from him. And, ooh, Ferenc Danix setting a 141.1. And that promotes him up into 2nd place. That might be the person who will challenge Miroslav Zurkovic for pole position out here. Here's Tom Bartels the Season 1 Championship winner. Currently sitting in 7th place. And is he improving this lap? Yes, he is. He's improving by 2/10, but he's getting compromised by Vincent Stout, and he is backing out of that. And he's backing out of the whole session as well, it looks like. Oh, wait, maybe not. Looks like he's just growing himself a gap, and now he's going to go for another lap. Now, if he does improve by those supposed 2/10, he can grab himself 5th place ahead of Matas. And while we're on the topic of Matas, he is now in 5th, which is a very good time out of the 38 drivers right now on track. Setting a lap without traffic is completely impossible. Well, yeah, that is definitely part of the skill set that you have to grow on this in this season, it looks like. But here's Patrick Starr in the Nissan GTR, another Nissan GTR driver. I think they are in AM. Mohammed Irfan, 14th place, 141.9. That is really, really interesting. Being in 14th place while setting a 141. Andre Lloyds, he is following quickly behind, 142.2, sitting right behind Mohammed Irfan. Both in the Porsche 911.2. Here's Guy Smelly. He's set at 147.6, currently the slowest car on the grid, right behind Harry Clayton. Actually, the gap is not that big at all. It is around 8 thousandths of a second. So if Guy Smelly is improving this lap, which I think he is indeed. Oh no, but he got compromised by the BMW of, I think that's Anthony Camacho there. It might be Anthony Camacho. I don't think I've got their livery. Oh no, I do have their livery. It wasn't Anthony Camacho. So far the splits are looking good. Only one outlier in AM. Well, let's have a look at who the outlier is in the AM split. Let's turn on the car numbers. Let's have a look who the AM outliers are. It's in 9th place. Bob Sponge. They have set a 141.9. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's AM split at all. They might be getting a nice little downgrade. Well, not a downgrade. They might be just getting demoted. There you go. That's the word. Demoted down into no. I'm so ill. I'm forgetting what I'm saying. He's gonna get promoted to pro, so then he can let the AMs race freely. There you go. Down into pro split. Yeah. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm so lost. And let's just revert back to how it was. I don't know why the car number is now after the... What is going on? Let's do the car number and then we can do the personal best. There we go. Looking Very nice. And, well, let's actually just have a look at how the... Yeah, Camille in the top 10 right now. He's 8th. Not improving right now, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to be challenging him for 8th place. Let's have a look at where the admins of the server are. We obviously got Tom Bartels. He is in 9th place right now. He is not improving, but that I think is due to him being on an out lap. Now he's on a real lap. We have to scroll down a lot. Ralph Vandermeer in 30th with 144.3, and John Gibson quickly following him behind, only 5,000 slower than him. Now that's what you call a small gap. Yeah, Quali is in 30th. Gibson is in 31st. Abe is not here. I know you're not an admin, but an X1. So. And also a good friend of the league, so I will say. Yeah, there is Gibson with his very nice Red Bull livery. And qualifying is just about coming to an end. Maxim Dolgopyatov. Oh, 141.185. That is a beautiful lap time, setting him into 2nd place, ahead of Ferenc Danix and ahead of Alexander Pavlov, but still behind Miroslav Zurkovic, who has... I don't think he's got any competition on this track today at all. He is running away with pole position. There is Dennis Koroyetov. Hold on. Let me check something. He is Russian indeed. Denis Koroteyev. I think that's how you would say it in Russian. I'm not sure. Currently sitting in P3 for the AM split, 21st in the overall kind of ground split. With a 143.1. I think that's about the top times for an AM split. I think anybody who does faster than that is lying about their split, especially Bob Sponge, who's set at 141.9. I think that is definitely not the top time for AM split at all. And there's Ralph Vandermeer just exiting the pits nice and slowly. Tom Bartels, he's in 10th now. And Kamil Taha just in 9th. So after Maxim Dolgopyatov went into 2nd, and I think another person, I think Mohammed Irfan, improved and put himself up into 6th place with a 141.5. These guys are just on the cusp of getting out of the top 10 for the start. Irfan making a comeback. Well, absolutely, he was pretty slow in the opening laps of qualifying, but now just ramping up the pace and is now into 7th place, and with a possible improvement on this lap as well. Track's really slippy for some reason. Let's have a look. It is an optimum track. I might have a reason for that. It's because you're driving a Ferrari. Matas get that podium in quali. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to be getting the podium in the qualifying. He is in 8th. And he is in the pits right now, so he's not going to be improving on his lap times at all. But Mark Gorbanev, 3/10 up, and he has set himself into the 141.2. And by the way, Ferenc Danix has set a lap of a 140.8, and he's going 1/10 quicker, and he's going purple right now. So we might have a switch for pole position right here. There he is. Let's turn off the autopilot because this might be the pivotal moment where the pole position does get swapped. But he does have a slower car in front of him. Will that matter to him at all? He's going 3/10 quicker. This will definitely put him on pole if he could just finish this lap. Yevgeny Makarich, oh, he is just so close. He's going 3/10 quicker. This is definitely going to be a pole position lap. And it is a 140.6. Puts himself up into first place. And that was a stunning lap by the... Forgive me. I hope that's Hungary. I know. I have a friend called Ferenc. But I really hope that he is Hungarian. Because if not, I am dead. Let's have a look. Yes, he is Hungarian. Alright, I know my flags. So, he is Hungarian. And he has moved himself up into first position. That is a beautiful lap time. This is by far one of the most exciting qualies we have seen at Kyalami, I think. Well, absolutely. It's even better than the 6 hours of Kyalami because there was less people there. And this time, 37 individuals driving on Kyalami. And it is turned into an absolute intense qualifying. And look at that. It is so close between 7th and 9th, all in the 141.5, and only about 500 split in them. 38 people, oh, there you go. Don't remind me of the 6 hours of Kyalami. Well, I am sad. I am sorry for that. Yeah, I do remember what happened there. Brakes before if you are involved in an incident, we don't want any rollers. Also, no heroics into T1, please. You know, I am allowed to say this because I am the owner. I'll do my best, but expect some slides from me, cause Porsche. Well, there you have it. Expect some slides from Kamil Taha, because Porsche. I'm gonna do my best not murder others. Not much else. As long as you can do that, as long as you don't murder anybody, and as long as you... my last name, Makarevich. I think you are from Sis. From Sis? What is that? Yeah, as long as you can keep it clean and not do any heroics, then we can have a clean race and hopefully a fun one at that as well, because 38 people is probably the most we've had. Well, yeah, probably the most we've had for a single car race. So we can only hope that the servers stay alive. And we can only hope that there is not going to be too many pile-ups, because look at that grid. And by the way, this is going to be a long, yeah, it's going to be a long track walk. There you go. I couldn't say the bloody word. Oh, look at that. All right. So, in first place, on pole position, we have Frank Danix in the Porsche. He set a 140.6 on the final lap. Behind him, Miroslav Zurkovic in second, starting on the front row. And then behind them, we got Maxim Dolgopyatov, my apologies, on the second row. Alongside him, Mark Gorbanev. And behind them, Alexander Pavlov. Alongside him, Thomas Janch. And behind them, a row back, Tom Bartels, the Season 1 champion. Alongside him, Mohamed Irfan. And behind them, Matas, the most unpredictable driver on this grid, it looks like. Alongside him, Kamil Taha. He must be not looking forward to starting next to Matas, that is for sure. Behind them, Patrick Slowick. He was around, I think he was fourth or something like that in the pro split last time out. So he's got a good run here if he can keep it nice and consistent. Behind them, Roman Sekuchenko. And then Yevgeny Makarevich. And alongside him, Nikos Handke, the Petrol A driver. Behind them, Bob Sponge. He is the leader for the AM split this race. Probably will be moving up into pro afterwards. Andre Lloyd in 16th. Then Dries Verhulst. Not sure if that's German. But I probably said it completely wrong. Alongside him, Josh Buckwater. Behind them, Patrick Starr, another AM driver. Alongside him, Felix Palin. Behind them, Denis Koroteyev. And alongside him, Pochola Di Mano. And then behind them, Anthony Camacho. And alongside them, Rogiro Santos. Then Benjamin Koo. Is it Samil Dunn, the pro driver, who seems to be last? Behind them, Vincent Stout. A beautiful livery, by the way. I just want to point that out. Look at this. This is beautiful. I just love that livery, that's for sure. Go closer. Well, I don't know. I don't know why it's not zooming in too much. Ethan Reed behind them, alongside him. Oh, sorry, behind him. Benas Laurynavicius. Jesus, Lithuanian names are hard to pronounce. I'll just call him Benis. Alongside him, Vladimir Narishniak. And alongside him, behind him actually, Ralph van der Meer. Alongside him, John Gibson. Behind them, Daniel Wild. Alongside him, Jacob Bizen. Then Mark Stux, Harry Clayton, and Guy Smelly to wrap off this grid. Pronounce it Laurinavicius. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to do that. Laurinavicius. Alright guys, it is going to be a whole lap of preparation for these people. Or sorry, a formation lap. A whole lap for formation. And there they go. Off onto the formation lap. Frank Danix is going to be leading the way right up until the straight finish line. We all know that the Porsche is not that quick down the straight, so maybe the Honda will be able to get him into the first corner. I am dreading the first corner, by the way, because yeah, maybe I am a commentator, and maybe I manage these races, but there's one thing that I do, which is steward them. And if we get a lot of people into turn one, And it's not gonna be a quick Monday for me at all. Porsche, Honda, Ferrari, exactly the start I wanted to see. Wow. It is definitely very beautiful. And we'll probably be starting with Tom Bartels, why not? Because I don't think the leaders will be clashing, but the midfield is going to be very, very messy. Well, obviously let's hope it's not going to be messy, but with 38 drivers on the track, anything can happen. Kermit, Matas and Taha together, yeah. And Mohammed Irfan as well for good measure. Basically all of the, I think, like original drivers, Tom, Irfan, Matas, Taha and Slowick, all in a little package together. 5 drivers together. And well, we'll see how they manage, because they know how they drive. They know how each of them drives. They know where the weak points are. They know where the strong points are. At least they should. And it is coming up to some of the final corners right now. Point is, Ferrari and Porsche sandwich between Kermit and Taha would be a nice battle. Absolutely, but it is going to be the race underway. Look at that, the 5 red lights glaring at the camera as Ferenc Danix, well, he is hoping to get a good start here as the green lights shine. No? Yes, they do. There they go now. Ferenc Danix gets a pretty good start, but I think Miroslav Zurkovic actually got him into the first corner. And, well, now we cross our fingers and hope that nobody crashes here. It looks like the top 10 are fine. How is everybody behind them going to do? And, oh, there's already a crash. And I think that's just going to turn into a massive pile-up. It has not been the greatest of starts for, I think, Miroslav Zurkovic. Oh, sorry, not Miroslav Zurkovic, Evgeny and Matas in that as well. Look at the massive gap that is created because of that little thing that happened at the front. And look at that as well. Ferenc Danix, he is falling a lot of places. Now Maxim Dolgopyatov has overtaken him as well. The Ferrari and also the Aston Martin now as well. Look at Matas. He is just trying to hang on, but he's getting overtaken left, right, center. Patrick Slowick is now going to try and go down the inside into the hairpin, but I don't think he's got enough gap here. Look at that. Matas sending an absolute diver on Nikos Hanke and making it stick without any big repercussions. Look at that. That was a beautiful move by Matas to make that one clean. I don't think Nikos is going to be too happy with that one. He's going to try and get him into the next corner. Will he be able to? Down the inside. He is just looking down the inside, and I think that actually put Matas out of place a bit. And now into Cheetah. Will Nikos stick it? And yes, he does. Getting a bit out of shape. Oh, look at that. Patrick Starr in the back. He's got spun out, and somebody in the wall as well. I think that was Bob Sponge and Patrick Starr both getting out of shape and getting into the wall. Not a great start for them too. Neither is it a good start for Matas. He has dropped 4 positions from the start. Ferenc Danix already down into 6th place. Alexander Pavlov, Thomas Jansch, Mark Gorbanev, Maxim Dolgopyatov and Miroslav Zurkovic all overtaking him on the opening lap. Tom Bartels involved in some sort of collision with Yevgeny Makarevich. Good start for the race, to be fair. No major incident. Well, we actually haven't seen the major incident at the start. It looked like it was pretty big, but nobody... Oh, no, there's a lot of people down into the pit lane. There are 4 people in the pits as of right now. Tom Bartel's still hanging on into 8th place. That is down 1 position from where he started. But he's trying to make the move on Roman Sekachenko now. And you've got Mohamed Irfan very close behind him too. Kamil Taha, he's trying to make a move on Yevgeny Makarevich. And it's just not working out into that corner. And now he's got Nikos Handke. Oh, Kamil Taha makes a mistake. So does Matas. He goes flying off. And looks like Nikos Handke now tries to go around the outside of Kamil Taha. And it's not that successful. But now Nikos Handke's got the massive run down into turn 1. Will he be going for the dive on the Porsche? No, he doesn't. It's just not that far enough. It's just far enough in order to keep Kamil in 11th place. Yeah, oops, Matas, that is for sure. Benas. Oh, there goes Kamil. He has completely binned it coming out of that corner. And now he is pretty much stuck there as he's trying to, well, get his car back onto the road, but without crashing into anybody. Thankfully, he has set his car back onto the road, but he has lost so many positions from 11th now down into 25th. And he's got the additional damage from the front end. And I guess that's just what happens when you drive the Porsche. He's behind John Gibson now, and look at that. He's got no grip at all. That was definitely not what we like to see from any competitor, and he's still getting onto the grass. So, not that great. Jacob Bizen, he has had a collision with Samil Dunn. And now they're kind of going down the field. There they are. Mogstuck's into 22nd, by the way. It is a great fortune from him. And just as I was saying that, Mogstuck's absolutely plowing it into Jacob Bizen. And that brings an end to that battle. Wow, I am speechless if you can't hear. That's just as I was saying that Mogstuck was having a great race into 25th. Absolutely plows it to the back of Jacob Bizen. Jacob Bizen now lagging all over the place. Yeah, he's bouncing around. What is going on with him? Well, we can cut away from that, but we can cut to John Gibson. He is having a very nice battle with Anthony Camacho over here. He's got Kamil Taha behind him for company. Kamil Taha, remember, he's got damage. What is going on with everybody? Why is everyone lagging? Oh, please don't tell me that the servers are just completely toast. Uh-oh. Server high ping. Oh, that's not great. Well, Gibson's up into 22nd. It doesn't look like it's lagging too much. But it's lagging enough to see it. Let's go. Well, I'd like to call him Bennis because I can't say that name. Yeah, let's go. Where is Quali? He, I think, is down in 36th. He's in 34th right now, but he has already pitted. So it looks like he was part of some sort of shenanigans. And looks like the server has actually stabilized itself after that. Whatever was going on. He got into some incident, I guess. Yeah, he did. So many people being so close to each other. We got Samil Dunn about 1/10 away from Vincent Stout. And they're going to be braking just about the same time. And Samil does not have enough gap there, but Vincent Stout goes very, very wide. And that lets Samil Dunn through and up into 19th place. Matas is also fighting for 13th place with Bob Sponge, the AM driver. And he's not going to be dive bombing him into the hairpin, but he might get a better run down here into, I think, the mine, it's called. The mine shaft, and now into crocodiles. Oh, he goes for the dive. He's trying to intimidate his opponent, and look at that. It's not really working, but that looked, well, it looked like the carbon copy of Mockstock's driving straight into Bison, but without the contact. That was very close. Now Matas, he's gonna try and get some slipstream. And looks like, oh, is that Felix Payne already getting blue flagged? Let's have a look. Felix Palin, what has happened to them? He has already stopped, so that makes sense why he is so far back. We've got John Gibson fighting for position yet again with Anthony Camacho, Patrick Starr, and Dennis having some sort of contact. Look at that, John Gibson, so close, so far away from Anthony Camacho. It is becoming a very nice race between these two. Camille Taha in front of them, very close to the back of Vincent Stout. Two tenths away. Can he get him into the S's? No, he can't, and I think that is the sane way to go around this. Now going into Le Cop. Oh, sorry, the Le Cop. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Into Le Cop. Will he be making the move here? No, he won't. Vincent Stout is... Oh, he's actually setting up pretty good times right now. At least going quicker than Camille Taha this lap so far. Camille go for an undercut. I definitely think Camille should be pitting. That looked like contact, but it wasn't. And that promotes Camille Taha into 20th place. Anthony Camacho now very close to the back of Vincent Stout, and John Gibson following them closely as well. He did have a very slow exit out of that corner, but that doesn't matter because Anthony Camacho is going to be pulling him along into turn one. Vincent Stout does have the quicker car, at least down the straight, but can Anthony Camacho outwit him? And ooh, it looks like he will. Vincent Stout going very, very wide. And look at that, Anthony Camacho making the move down the inside. Gibson getting ever so close to the back of Vincent Stout, but not making any contact, which shows the spatial awareness for the Scottish driver. John Gibson refighting tooth and nail for what is, I think, 6th place in the AM. Camacho back with a bang in his BMW. Yeah, absolutely. And look at that. John Gibson round the outside into Le Cop. And does he make it stick? Yes, he does. Look at that beautiful overtake. Down into Le Cop, round the outside, getting the better exit, getting the better entrance. And, well, into 22nd now, ahead of Vincent Stout. Beautiful job indeed. And Tom Bartels and Evgeny Makarich both having some sort of scrap, and both now into the pits. Let's have a look. Chase Cam going into Cheetah. And oh, Yevgeny Makarovich. Oh no. They were going 3 wide over there. Oh my god. We are missing out on some battles over here, but it looks like Yevgeny has accidentally dipped his tire into the gravel and took out Kermit with him. And that is going to be setting him down the field quite far. We are missing out on some of these top battles. Look at that, Alexander Pavlov with Thomas Jansch and Ferenc Danix. Remember, Ferenc Danix was the pole sitter, now running in 6th, and a long way away from the leader of Miroslav Zurkovic. Roman Sekuchenko, again the yellow flag, and now dropping a lot of positions, so he's probably had a moment. Hopefully not with Barrier. Alexander Pavlov, though, still trying to get a better exit out of the last corner. Remember, the M6 is a bullet down the straight, so if he is able to hang it on behind him, and he is, in the slipstream down the inside into the first corner, will he be able to make it stick? And it looks like they are going to be going side by side. That was a beautiful move, but Alexander Pavlov had a horrible exit, and now, well, he let Ferenc Danix through. Now Ferenc Danix is going to be trying to do what Alexander Pavlov was trying to do, and get up into 4th place. And oh, that was a very nice drift from Ferenc, the Hungarian driver. And now Alexander Pavlov is closer than ever to the back of the Porsche. Through the S's, the Porsche definitely more dominant through here, with a lot more aerodynamic. But now onto the straight. If Ferenc can hang on in the slipstream, then he doesn't have to worry for Alexander Pavlov. But even then, the Porsche is not that quick. And Alexander Pavlov catching onto the back. Ferenc Danix slowing down. And having a very, very scruffy exit out of that corner. Down into Cheetah. Basically the death corner. Matas 0.0 seconds behind Patrick Slowick. And Patrick Slowick now getting overtaken by Matas. Maxim Dolgopiatov setting the fastest lap of this race so far. 140.7, so he has a chance of catching to the back of Miroslav Zurkovic if the strategy goes his favor. Let's have a look if we had any retirees. Yes, we have. We had 3 retirees so far from this race, which actually, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. And Benas now throwing some contact with somebody, or actually just with himself, it looks like. And he's in a close battle with, is it Samil Dunn and Camille Dahar as well. He has a lapped car behind him of Ralph Vandermeer. Ferenc Danix still only 3/10 behind the M6. Even with the straight line disadvantage, he's still hanging on to the back of the M6 and is trying to reclaim his positions that he lost on the opening lap. It looks like he was just being very, very careful on the opening lap and trying to get to the end of the race. That kind of did hurt him. And Roman Sekuchenko only 5/10 away from Patrick Slowick. Benjamin Koo, he is in yellow flag now. He was about 5/10 away from Rogerio Santos. Now he's tumbling down and into the pits. So probably had a moment coming out of Cheetah if he is so quick into the pits. And oh, Ferenc Danix making a costly mistake. Running very wide out of that corner, out of Sunset. Well, it didn't cost him that much because he's still 3/10 away from the BMW M6 of Thomas Jansch, the German driver. We can actually have a look at all of the nationalities. It doesn't actually show the nationalities, weird. There we go. That's not what I wanted to do, by the way. This is what I wanted to do. This is the way that I wanted to do it. Ferenc Danix from Hungary, representing Hungary. Probably the only Hungarian driver on this grid right now. And look at that, by the way. Camacho getting overtaken by Bennis. I know that some of you here are some Bennis fans. And Danix now getting so pressured by Alexander Pavlov. And let's have a look at that. Maxim Dolgopiatov is 5/10 away from the leader. The leader not having the best of races, it looks like, going just a bit slower than P2 of Dolgopiatov. And currently gaining on, well, losing on P2. We can cut to Matas, who is 9/10 away, or sorry, 5/10 away now from Nikos Handke. Has been gaining in the past couple of laps, just chipping away about 3 or 4 tenths of gap between them, and now, well, he might try and go for an overtake in the next couple of laps, but Ferenc and Alexander Pavlov still fighting, tooth and nail for P4 and P5. And Camacho as well now, trying to get past Bennis. Matas fast and furious with his Ferrari. Well, that is definitely true, Subham. He is fast and he is furious. And there goes Matas past Nikos Handke, just as Ferenc gets onto the grass, and he is nearly going side by side with the M6. And if he didn't go on the grass, you makes it wonder if he was going to be going side by side with him into Sunset and possibly making that overtake stick round the outside of the next corner. Might he try and go round the outside? Oh, I was about to say round the outside into the S's, but that was a pretty clinical move, and he made it stick. Beautiful, beautiful overtake that was for P4. And, well, and that definitely lets him go to hopefully set some faster lap times now and hopefully catch up to Mark Gorbanev is what he is thinking. His way around as they're now lapping Guy Smelly. And that did slow down Maxim just a little bit, so that was not the best place to be lapping someone. Not Guy Smelly's fault at all. Nikos Handke 2 tenths away from Matas. They're having an epic battle down there in 9th and 8th. Alexander Pavlov now trying to get onto the Thomas Janch place. Get himself up into 5th. Not having too much luck there at all. Felix Palin and Josh Buckwater, may I say, having a battle of the wits over here. 0.3 seconds away from each other. And they were overtaking each other pretty much back and forth. You have to remember these guys are in the same team, but no team orders being applied to them. Kermit losing a lot of time. Oh, yeah, he is, that's for sure. Looks like Harry Clayton and Mark Stuck's also having some sort of collision, and now one of them, actually just another person, has retired from the race. That brings us up to 4 DNFs this race so far. And actually they have returned, so that's very weird. And why does it say that I have just started streaming? Oh, that's weird. Well, whatever has happened, let's return back to normal. The stream lagged for me and I had to refresh the page. Weird. And oh, well, actually, while I was trying to figure out what was going on, Maxim has overtaken Miroslav Zurkovic down into Le Cop, and now Miroslav Zurkovic trying to go around the outside into the next corners, but it's not enough for him. Might he try and make a move into Cheetah? And no, there's not enough space there at all, and Miroslav making a mistake, but Maxim going into the pits. And oh, spinning, that is going to cost him so much time. That is definitely not what you want to see. But now, Anthony Camacho in 16th place, fighting for 15th with Benes. As now another person retires. That is very, very strange. And hold on, is that Maxim who retired from the race? Because I cannot find him for the life of me. Has Maxim had a fatal error? By the way, Benes getting past Anthony Camacho just as he overtook him. And I think it is true. Maxim has retired from this race, or possibly having a fatal error, running in first for so long. Now, well, now retired from this race. Unlucky for him. He can retire, he can return to the race, but I don't think he will. And look at that, now a lot of people going into the pits. Alexander Pavlov, Thomas Janch, all going into the pits. And there goes Camacho as well into the pits. Behind him, John Gibson and Patrick Starr all going into the pits. And that is about halfway through the race, so makes sense why they are pitting now. Denis Koroteyev also joining them, and so is Miroslav Zurkovic, so is Mark Gorbanov, and he's overtaking some BMW into the pits. That brings Ferenc Danix into the lead. And Mohamed Irfan into second. Matas also coming into the pits. So is Nikos Handke. What is going to be the strategy for everybody? As you guys have probably heard, it is only a mandatory refueling. As you do not actually have to... What's happened to Anthony Camacho? You do not actually have to change your tires at all, but it is with a twist that you do have a fixed time for refueling, which is 25 seconds, which means you can tank those 5 seconds. Exactly, they might be crucial on the strategy, but you might get fresher tires, which could benefit you towards the end of the race. Who knows? We'll find out today. There's Alexander Pavlov now in net P3, it looks like. Ooh. As what happened to Ferenc? Oh, there he is. Actually, no, he is in first place, but he is not pitted yet. Benes on top. Yes, is he? Oh no, he's in third right now. Not pitted yet, so might still fall a bit. But even then, sitting in P3 is a very good feat by him, or them, or her. I don't know. Gibb pitted? Yes, he has. He has pitted already, and he's running in 17th. So that is pretty good. His pit... Actually, hold on. His pit stop must have been way quicker. He has jumped Anthony Camacho. He has jumped Dennis. And let's have a look. Benes is now coming into the pits. Will Anthony Camacho... will John Gibson be making that position? As Camille Taha is now fighting Andre Lloyd. Same machinery, same split. He's fighting for 14th place with Andre Lloyd. And, ooh, he just had him on the entry of this corner. Now he's got a very good exit down into Cheetah. Will he be making the overtake? No, he doesn't. He is way more sane than a lot of other people. He's got Yevgeny Makarovich behind him. And, oh, look at that. Camille Taha making a mistake. Andre Lloyd spinning. Was that Yevgeny Makarovich? Crashing into the back of Andre Lloyd. There's only one way to find out, and that is through the replay. As you can see, Yevgeny Makarovich was pretty far behind over here. And Camille Taha making the move. And, oh, Yevgeny, no. Going straight into the back of Andre Lloyd. And, well... winning Lloyd's race chances so far. And let's check in on John Gibson. Oh, John Gibson has got... he has earned a lot of time through his pit stop. He is only 3.6 seconds behind Bennis. And Bennis is... what seems right now... oh, Bob Sponge is in third. What? So is Rogerio Santos, but he has not pitted. So hasn't Bob Sponge. Vincent Stout has not pitted. Oh, now he's pitting. Bad timing or good timing. And will John Gibson overtake Vincent Stout for this position as well? Here comes Kamil Taha. Here comes Evgeny Makarovich. And now Bennis. Oh no, I don't think they've got enough time to overtake Vincent Stout. Tom Bartels overtaking John Gibson. And will John Gibson overtake Vincent Stout? He does. Up into 16th place now. I'm not sure. I think that is net P4 for John Gibson. Round of applause to him. That is a great feat. Obviously, he does have 25 minutes left. Just about less than halfway to go. But very good. He did start about 30th, now into 16th place. I mean, we have had 5 retirees so far. But that's not to say that John Gibson wouldn't be in 21st right now. So that is very good. Tom Bartels now overtaking Bennis for 14th place round the outside, making it very easy. And into 14th place. Is anybody fighting for some position? We want to see some fights. Benjamin Koo on Daniel Wild. 1 second gap. And looks like that McLaren of Daniel Wild just letting Benjamin Koo go. And up into 26th place. Thomas Jansch having a yellow flag and now into the pits. And I will be back in just a second. We are back in action, so let's have a look how the grid is going right now. Mohammed Irfan is in first. Behind him, Patrick Slowick. Both of them haven't pitted. Bob Sponge in third. He hasn't pitted either. Miroslav Zurkovic, however, has pitted. And he is about... let's have a look. Let's do the mental maths over here. He's about 20 seconds behind Mohammed Irfan. So I think that is definitely going to be enough time in order to get him up the order. John Gibson now also getting very close to the back of Bennis. So, unless John Gibson is very good on old tires, I don't know. That is very weird. He's gained so much time in the pits. Actually, there he is. The autopilot has recognized that he is very close to the back of Bennis. But sadly, Miroslav Zurkovic having to lap them has now, well, extended that gap between him and Bennis. And oh, Miroslav Zurkovic nearly T-boning Bennis, which would have benefited John Gibson, but wouldn't have been too fair on the Porsche driver at all. Patrick Slowick now, by the way, coming into the pits. That was a very good run by him, by the way. 40 minutes. And John Gibson now is closer than ever to the back of Bennis, which is, I think, for third place in the AM split, which would be absolutely spectacular for the Scottish driver. And he goes down the inside into Le Cop. Does he miss the corner? And I think he does a bit. He has a very bad exit out of that corner. That was heart-wrenching. No. Stomach-curdling. It felt like he was going to go straight into the back of him, but he didn't. He overshot the corner. He gave back the position, or maybe involuntarily. But he's trying to get a better move on him, because we know that John has the potential now. He has shown us this race, and oh, just as I say that, commentator's curse strikes again, and he gets a very, very awful speed, and exit speed out of that final corner. Lexus has top speed, yeah, absolutely it does, compared to the Porsche. And Patrick Slowick still in the pits. No idea what he's doing. And actually, hold on. Yeah, it is for P3. I was about to say, is it for P2 that he's fighting for? But no, he is fighting for P3. You've been disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. Must have been a big speed in the pit lane. You must have, like, done 200 Ks in the pit lane. Gibson should be patient and get a better exit from the last corner. I think so too, but Bennis makes a mistake right here, and they're going to be rubbing, coming into Le Cop. Bennis is going to try and get that position back. He's overshooting the corner. He's going to get a worse exit coming into Mineshaft. Oh, he got squeezed. John Gibson getting absolutely squeezed by the Porsche. But look at the Lexus, the top speed. It is unmatchable. And now he is ahead into third place for the AM split. But no, not for that long, because Bennis gets the position. And look at that, Dennis has now arrived to the party as well. He needs to get this position dispatched as quick as possible, or Dennis is going to be moving straight into him. And Patrick Slowick, well, getting disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. I'm not sure how much he sped, because speeding in the pit lane is definitely not penalized by disqualifying you, but that is weird. John Gibson kind of overshooting the first corner And now Dennis has punted him. Oh no, that is unfortunate for John Gibson. I guess that's my championship fight gone for the first race. Yeah, I'm not sure. There was Maxime who's had an internet drop. He was running in first. You were gonna be running in about 6th or 7th, and got disqualified for speeding the pit lane. How much did you speed? Just tell me right now. I won't be mad. What just happened? Why? Well, hard racing, I feel. Dennis accidentally, going straight into the back of John Gibson. I've checked replay, 108 kilometers. Yeah. That makes sense. There is certain stages to a disqualification. And I feel like you've pushed it. Yeah. In Kyalami, you get a stop and go 30 if you go 50 miles per hour into the pit, which is about 70 or 80 kilometers. You went above and beyond and sped, well, a long time. That was my first time entering the pit in Kyalami. Well, yeah. Definitely can see. Benes, by the way, has been overtaken by Denis Koroteyev, and now Josh Buckwalter is following them closely behind. Obviously, Josh Buckwalter is in a different split, so these positions won't matter to him too much, but it might get him closer to this man, Tom Bartels. But there is only about 13 minutes to go, so I don't think Josh Buckwalter will have enough time to gain on Tom Bartels, as Moxtux and Ben Koo coming together. And by the way, 7 people retiring from this race alone today. Moxtux, though, he's going to be trying to get the overtake on Benjamin Koo done as quick as possible, because Benjamin Koo was behind him for a long while. Overtaking him now. And we can also cut to Ralph Vandermeer. He's trying to overtake Harry Clayton for 26th place. And it looks like Ralph actually has a bunch of damage on the front of his car, so he won't be gaining too much on Harry Clayton. But Vincent Stout now again overtaken by Andre Lloyd and Felix Palant. Felix Palant really close behind him. So is Ethan Reed. And, oh, what is that? Everybody just got pushed back one position. I think Moxtux has teleported to the pits, which put him into 14th place. Where is Matas? Good question. Haven't seen much of him. He is in 7th place. There you have it. Matas in 7th place. And oh, what was going on over there? Might have that been Felix Player and Ethan Reed? Right, well, let's have a look on this replay. Oh, Ethan Reed just accidentally tapping the back, and whoever that unlucky person is, I feel really bad for them. Oh, and Felix Plainer just about missing the back of Ethan Reed as he was rejoining the track. My controller disconnected and I slammed into T1. Yeah, not great. You'll post the video on Discord, or I'll definitely want to check that out. Andre Lloyd, though, he is going to be going for an overtake. Not for position, but it is an overtake overall anyway on Anthony Camacho, who does look like he's got a bit of front-end damage. Roman Sekuchenko having a hard battle with Ferenc. And by the way, Rogério Santos doing a good job in 10th, even though his fastest lap is a 43.9. He's still hanging on in AM P2, so that is a great feat by him. And oh, Roman Sekuchenko making a very, very costly mistake. Matas closing in for P5. Yes, he is, for Nikos Hanke. They've had a great battle. Mark Gorbanov and Benas having a contact as well. Vincent Stow and Nikos Hanke having a contact. Hold on, that might give Matas most amount of time he needs. Around the outside into Sunset. Will he be able to get him done? No, I don't think he will. This is the Ferrari after all. I thought there was going to be a spin. He is trying to get a better exit than Nikos Hanke into the S as they go now. This is one of the worst sectors for the Ferrari, and I think for Matas as well. But he's hanging in pretty well behind Nikos Hanke. Trying to go around the outside. Nikos Hanke just pushing him out wide, and, well, Matas locking up his tyres, and that's definitely not the way to get that overtake done. Now he's lost all of the time that he's gained on Nikos over the span of a couple of laps. Nikos, good defense. Yeah, well, absolutely. Definitely pressuring Matas into making a mistake. So, and losing a lot of time in the process. Ralph Vandermeer still very close to the back of Harry Clayton. And he's going to be trying to go down the inside into turn one. Will this overtake be successful? I think it is for about half a lap, half a meter. And then Harry Clayton got him back, but Ralph making the ultimate switcheroo. And look at that, Harry Clayton in the background just spinning off. And yes, losing a position to Daniel Wild as well. Josh Buckwater closing in on the back of Denis Koroteyev. John Gibson, by the way, behind. He has got... Well, he's got the position on Bennis. No, he doesn't. He's overshot the corner again. He's 1.5 seconds behind Bennis. He is going to be... Well, he's going to be trying to get that position away from him to get into 4th place. He is in top 5. He's in top 5 for... Well, I think that's a pretty safe amount. And Josh Buckwater again past Denis Koroteyev for P14. Bob Sponge 4/10 away from Roman Sekuchenko. And John Gibson 3/10 away from Bennis. He's going to try and go down the inside into the final corner. Can he get a better exit this time? It's not a bad exit. And he might get the run here into turn 1. They go side by side. John Gibson just wiggling around, trying to squeeze Bennis to get a much worse exit. And it looks like John Gibson, well, braking a bit too early and not able to grab that position away from the Porsche driver. And look at that, John Gibson trying to hang it on the inside on Bennis. And look, now he's going to be going around the outside into Le Cop, the hairpin where John Gibson has locked up twice. And Andre Lloyd behind them, by the way. He might disturb this battle for 4th in the AM split. And John Gibson again, a very bad exit out of that corner. And now Oh, he pits Andre Lloyd, and now he gets pitted by another person of Nikos Handke. And I think that might be race over for John Gibson. That was not a great move on Andre Lloyd. I could see the frustration. He's in the middle of the track. I could see the frustration from the Scottish driver. He's definitely was trying to get that overtake. I was trying to fight for 4th place. And ultimately now he's going to be tumbling down the order into 6th place. And now way behind everybody in the AM split. What could have been such a good finish for him turned out to be such a heartbreaking reality. But we cannot forget the man who started 2nd and went up into 1st and now finishes 1st, which is Miroslav Zurkovic. And behind him, Alexander Pavlov into 2nd place. He's just going to be finishing off his race right now. Gee, that is a massive gap between Miroslav Zurkovic and Alexander Pavlov. 30 seconds. Nevertheless, Alexander Pavlov into 2nd place. A very good race from him. And Mark Gorbanev also going to be rounding off the podium places for 3rd place. Matas did get past Nikos Handke, and I think that was partially because of John Gibson. But there you have it. The leader, the top 3, Miroslav Zurkovic, Alexander Pavlov, and Mark Gorbanev. But we cannot forget that we have Bob Sponge, who finished 1st, might be getting promoted into Pro Split, that's for sure. And then after him, Rogerio Santos, who did actually, he will probably be 1st if Bob Sponge gets promoted. And then in 3rd, Denis Koroteyev, finishing 3rd place for the YAM split. But if the results do get tampered, then Benes gets 3rd place over the AM split. But absolutely well done to Miroslav Zurkovic. Well done. Oh, look at that. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. That is a picture right there if you can't see it. Look at that. 4 of them. And oh, Kamil Taha just coming into frame. Oh, and he's just trying to get into the picture as well. But absolutely well done to Miroslav Zurkovic. His debut race, he finishes 1st. Alexander Pavlov finishes 2nd on his debut race. And Mark Gorbanev finishes 3rd on his debut race. And I think it's actually an all-Russian top 3. Let's have a look. Oh, no, it's not. Miroslav Zurkovic is Finnish. It is P2 and P3 Russian, and P1, the Flying Finn. But absolutely well done to everybody who participated today. Well done to everybody who finished the race today. It hasn't been the easiest one at all, with 38 drivers starting the race. 31 have finished, but that was definitely a fun race to spectate. And look at the amount of Americans as well, just flooding. But thank you so much for watching the stream today. I hope to see you tomorrow. My rear has been very slippery. Yeah, well, you still did well to finish the race, so well done to you. But thank you so much for watching the race. Hope you tune in for tomorrow, no, not tomorrow's race, next week's race as well. And hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you all next week for Alton Park.